All right, here's the link. And I'm going to mute myself here. All right, everybody, we are live on Twitter and on YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. We are live. Good morning. Good morning. Got a bunch of people already hopping in on YouTube. Glad to see it. All right. As usual, as people are coming in here, I'm going to let everyone join in. We are live DLMMing, so we are looking at Meteora, as well as doing some other DeFi this morning, and I'll show you all kind of the active pools that we are managing. We're also testing out a few different tools and things like that, like this Ultra LP one, which is really nice. I think we're about to downsize a little bit on this ARC pool. It's doing pretty well right now, though, so that we can add into some other areas. Swarm's 100.8% not doing fees. The 80 bin is doing decent, so that's what I've been using. We have a lot in our ARC pool. We had 24K. It's been doing really, really well for us, but we're going to remove 25% of it to be able to have a little more liquidity to put into a few other areas. Hyper's dipped a little bit more than I expected it to. You can see the MACD is showing that, which I'll talk a little bit more about the MACD indicator and how I use it. SNI looks like it's going to dip a little bit more as well. We got into swarms right around here as it was picking up, and it looks like it may have found a spot where it's starting to slow. We'll continue to see. The MACD does show that it's still going up a little bit, but we'll see if that reverses also. IQ 6900, please check this. Yeah, I'll check it out. If I check something out and it just like looks terrible, there's not really any volume or it's low market cap or something. Yeah, I mean, what the heck is this? I don't know if this is the coin. A lot of times y'all need to give me the CA, the contract address on it instead of the name, because when I search it up, like there could be other ones with the same name. So good morning. It's just Lindy. Welcome in, everybody. Let more people join in. We are live on this beautiful Monday morning. It's nice and cold, even though I am in south of the United States where you would expect it to be warm. Our winters, we don't have extreme winters, but it's cold here. It's like 30 degrees outside, maybe a little higher, 32 degrees maybe. All right, so we pulled out a little bit of ARC. We still have a bunch in there. We're going to sell some of it here, but that gives us a little more to work with. Yeah, Solana's doing well where it's at. See if it dips down a little bit more, if it's going to continue to move up. We're waiting to set up a DeFi tuna pool once we kind of get a good idea of where Solana is going to settle today. Usually whenever it has big pumps or dumps or stuff like that, I try to stay away from DLMMing or LPing period like Sol USDC. The large swings is where you take on the most impermanent loss. And so I closed out of those pools and we'll do some other stuff. And then as it stabilizes, then I'll add into those. Good morning, Joseph. Scout Potato. I haven't looked at Scout in a while. Is it still doing well? I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Nedland. Good to see you too. How often do you lose money on trades? Every single day. Scout doesn't have enough volume. It seems like it's a decent pool overall. I mean, it's like a decent token overall, like it's doing well. It might have enough volume to be able to earn a little bit off of it, but it's a little less than what I want. Higher volume helps offset risk, and it's still considered like low, starting to enter into medium market cap. It's still lower market cap range, and so I probably wouldn't DLMM this, but it might not be bad. It's just I think that there's other better options. Back on the grind, like as a percent though, 60, 40, 70, 30. How often do I lose? Most people are closer to a 50-50 when it comes to winning or losing on tokens, whether they're buying, selling, whether they're DLMMing and stuff like that. I'm definitely above 50 because otherwise I wouldn't be making money, and I am. But I couldn't give you an exact percentage. I don't track how many pools I win and lose on. And so I would say that it's definitely above 50% though. Is it 60 or 70? I'm sure it's somewhere between 50 and 70. It's not going to be more than 70. I'd be making way more money if that was the case. But it's doing pretty good overall. The big thing isn't about like how often you win or lose. It's about how you win or lose. And what I mean by that is when you're winning, like I could win 90% of the time, but if every time I'm winning, I'm making $50, and then on that 10%, I lose $1,000. Well, that's going to wipe out all of my wins, right? So the thing that I try to do is I try to minimize my losses as best as possible, and I try to capitalize on my wins. Dev Store, aren't you the guy that rugged fee printers? No, that's definitely not me. I was involved in the fee printers Discord and did a lot of content and pushed the free community side of things. The guy who owns fee printers rugged it. His name was Mint. He's a terrible person for doing that, and it sucks, but that was definitely not me. We have opened up my Discord for people to be able to create the same community, free community side of things that we had at Fee Printers. And so would love for you to come there, or anybody else who wants to join. Yeah, no problem. It's a fair question. I did very much push the server because it was amazing. Dev Store Mint was his name. Yeah. I pushed the server because I didn't know whether he was going to rug an NFT collection or not. You know, I personally never pushed the NFT collection. When people ask me about it, I say, hey, I'm involved with the free content side of things. And so anyway, but yeah, I did push the server. And so it's terrible, but I didn't know that that was going to happen, obviously. And so now we have our Discord server. We're not worried about trying to sell NFTs or anything like that. I do have an NFT collection there that we do stuff with, but that's a whole separate thing that minted out like 2 years ago. And so we focus on the free community education side of things, which is why I do what I'm doing here. We're watching Hyper. We're in this Hyper pool, which we rebuild Dre, exactly. I'm in this pool, and you can see I bought in here and here, so we're down a little bit. But we're watching this MACD here. It looks like it might be doing a reversal to be able to come back up, which is nice. Hyper's been like hyped. No pun intended there. Excuse me. Still fighting a little bit of a cold. It's getting a little bit better. We're also in Swarms, which you can see we bought in there. I can show you all my stuff here. Oh yeah, let me just show you. The Ultra LP is nice because it'll actually show you where we're at exactly on the pools. So you can see on Hyper we're down about $600. On SNI we're down like 300. On ARC we're way up. Swarms we just entered into just a little bit ago, and we're up a little bit on that. And so you can see today we're down slightly, but I imagine both SNI and Hyper will come back up. We're just going to keep watching them. Even if they range where they are, like if they come down and then they range a little bit, like we'll still end up earning a lot of fees that will eat into this. And then as they come back up, that's where we'll be good. So we're also in Project X. And this is the X Combinator, which is a launch pad that launches AI agents. They launched their AM token, which is sitting around 5.5 mil the last time I looked at it. It's been doing pretty good. They'll continue to launch more and more of these. And as they do, the part of the revenue that they earn from X Combinator gets rolled into this token, the X token. You can see the APR is 256%. This has gone as low as 150 and as high as 600, but normally sits around 250 to 300%. And so if I do like 275% divided by 365. You can see that's 0.75% a day. And so we've actually been averaging closer to 1 to 1.5%, but it's a little down today, or it was down a little bit over the weekend, I should say, on the APR. But as this becomes more popular and more AI tokens are launched through their thing here, they'll generate more revenue, which will roll back into here. And then also volume on this also rolls back into here to increase the APR. And so this is a token that I'm really high on right now that I think could do well. Obviously, the value of it going up also is good for us. And so I think it's undervalued where it's at now, but we're going to keep holding. We have 18,900 in here. We put about 15,000 in. And so that was about a week ago. And so obviously we put it in around 8.2 mil, I think. So it's gone up in value for that, but also we've been earning fees along the way. It's actually really nice to be in a pool like this where you don't have to constantly manage it like I do with everything else because it's not concentrated. But yeah, let's see where Sol's at. So yeah, Sol's just sitting around this 221. It picked up, actually. It's at 222 now. It'd be interesting to see today. Like a lot of times when Sol hits these little runs like this, it'll like hit some, stabilize a little bit, hit some more, stabilize a little bit. So I'm interested to see like how high Sol is going to run today. I'm pretty sure we've already put all of our USDC back into Sol. Let me just double check here. Yeah, we did there. Let me check on my other. Oh, I hadn't done that yet on my other wallet. Well, we'll do it now. Hyper is going a little lower than I expected. Let me check my pull out on it specifically, see where we're at. We did 100 bin, 2%. So like it's fairly wide. Hey, we're at over 200 people watching. Just to let you know, I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday every single week, sometimes on Fridays around this time. And so if you like this content and want to check us out more, that's whenever I'm here doing it. I also have my own Discord, which you can find on my Twitter profile under location is where it's listed. And you can come join us there to talk and learn everything about DLMMing and DeFi and all sorts of different new tools as they come up. One of the big things for me is that like I want to help us to grow and make more money, obviously. Hopefully I can help educate as best as possible on what I'm doing so that y'all can learn something so you can learn how to do it as well. And then on top of that, like I want to be a place where we can provide a lot of tools, right? And so we catch new DeFi opportunities like DeFi Tuna. We have opportunities like Sol Decoders where there's a bot that we can get into. There's different tools like Ultra LP, right? And so because I have a decent influence and following around DLMMs and around, around DeFi in general, that allows us as a community to be able to grow and get access to things early. And so that's one thing that I'm like really excited about. I mean, everyone likes to be in early on things. And so obviously being able to have access to that is a big deal for our community and will help us to, be able to make more money and to be able to grow because we have access to all the new tools and things like that as they come out. So definitely go check us out on Twitter. And then if you're interested coming into the Discord as well. Also, I have different things that I use, different like referral codes if you want to support me as well that are inside that Discord underneath the official links. Things like good morning, good night, which I use because you can see here, like you can see where I buy in at. So what I did was I imported my wallet that I use for DLMMing. I imported it into good morning, good night. And so good morning, good night is a really, really good like place where you can read charts. It's faster than Dex Screener and Bird Eye and all of those. The chart updates quicker, about 15 to 30 seconds before the other ones. It also has a lot of great resources around like snipers, rug pools, the audit, all that kind of good stuff, as well as like showing you blue chip, like how many people own this token and compared to other blue chip tokens, right? And then it also has like a trading bot right here where you can set up your parameters and stuff to be able to buy and sell really quickly. And so instead of having to go through Jupiter, where a lot of stuff for me was failing, I'm able to go through good morning, good night. And as soon as I buy it here, I can immediately go to the pool on Meteora and just open it up or close it or whatever. And as soon as I close it, then I can come back and do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, Hyper's dipped down. Basically, my stop loss on Hyper will be right here, this bottom line here. So if it ends up dropping below this, you can see here that like there's not any more, there's like these little tiny ones, but there's not any significant supports except down to like right here, which is a pretty big drop from here. And so if it ends up dropping below this support here, which it looks like it's bouncing up off this one, which would be good. The MACD is showing that it's trying to pick back up as well. So I don't think it will. But this would be my stop loss area right here on Hyper. And so we'll continue to watch it. I think it'll end up ranging pretty well between here. But like I said, I don't always hit them correctly. So we'll have to see. And Sol picking up here is really, really good. If it kind of sits sideways, I think we'll see things like ARC. We'll see things like Swarm, SNI, all of these start to pick back up. They don't all move exactly with Solana, but in general, they will kind of move depending on how Solana is doing. Scouts. Oh, sorry, I missed a few things. Your Discord is such a vibe. Honestly, good people looking to retire early. Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for being there. I thought the server was great. The initiative was right, but I wasn't going to buy any NFT that promises rev share for sure. Scout's website now requires a wallet holding Scout to see the sports betting predictions. Okay, interesting. That could be good for Scout. Is there a link to your Discord? Yes. Just go to my my Twitter under location right here. It's just discord.gg/token guy, but you can find it right here. Love the fields of this community, very sharing and supportive. Hey, thanks so much. I agree. And I'm not the community, right? Like it's my Discord, which allows us to have, like I said, a lot of the early access to stuff, a lot of the information, like I'm able to put out educational stuff. But the community is not just me. It's all the different people that come in. And it's a really, really good community. There's tons of people that have good advice, good expertise, a lot of knowledge in this area, stuff that they know that I don't know. And so we share all that information. Like it's really nice to be able to have a community like this that can share. Appreciate passing the connections along to the community. Absolutely. Love Good Morning, Good Night. Started using it after I started following you. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I only push stuff that I like, right? Like I only push stuff that I use. And so I love Good Morning, Good Night. Like if you watch me, I use this is what I use. And if you watched me weeks or months ago before I got into using Good Morning, Good Night, I was using just Jupiter trying to swap. And there were many times where I was getting in and out of pools and Jupiter would just fail. Or I would see a token reach a certain point and it start to dip. And I'm like, all right, I need to get out of it. And then I would try to get out of it. And I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get out of it. And it would take forever before I sell. And now I literally just come over here after closing a pool and it's boom, sell, and it does it instantly. It's really, really, really nice. And if you use Good Morning, Good Night, you can use my referral code. It helps me out. When you trade, I get a little kickback. I think I've earned 0.1 Sol or something. But please check X, ensure the stream is okay. This continues for a while. I'll try creating a new stream. I'm getting a warning message that my X stream is not doing well. Let me make sure that it's still live. If you're on X, can you still... Oh, I'm not live. It cut off. I might have to restart my stream. Yeah, it cut off. All right, I'm going to restart my stream for anyone that's on YouTube.